Another brick fan with a Harry Potter review. This is Hagrid's Hut, An Unexpected Visit. This is set 76428 and was released in March 2024. It has 896 pieces, 5 minifigures with 2 animals, and it cost about $75 when it was released. This is one of 8 Harry Potter sets that have been released here in March 2024, and this is the 5th version of Hagrid's Hut done in minifigure scale. Here are some pictures of the other versions of Hagrid's Hut that have been released over the years. This is one of my favorites out of all of the Hagrid Huts. I had one of the earlier versions from many years ago, and then I got the newer one, the one that was released in 2019, which is set 75947. You can see my review. I'll leave a link right up here in the corner. What I like about this set is that Hagrid's Hut is a complete circle, which is what I would expect from Hagrid's Hut. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hut itself, and then we'll take a look at the minifigures here in a few minutes. Starting with Hagrid's Hut, you see that it is very nicely formed. It's very circular, at least as circular as Lego pieces can be without using curved pieces. It has several hinges in here, obviously used to create that kind of rounded look. Out front here, there are these two, there's a bunch of foliage, there's like a tree stump on this side, some leaves, mushrooms perhaps, and then some pumpkins over here. These will come off. They're just clipped on there as just a little extra piece, kind of an indication of Hagrid's garden. I like the use of this new smoke kind of molded piece here and the chimney. The roof does come off. It is clipped in there with a couple of jumper plates that you see looking down on the hut there. Taking a quick look at the roof, you see that it's done with these various angled pieces here. These are a 2 material deal with a softer rubber material on top and then the regular Lego material below, which fill in those gaps very nicely between these angled pieces. The chimney's done quite well there with the alternating grays. Lots of leaves, obviously, on the roof here. So overall, a very nicely constructed roof, and it's nice that it comes off relatively easily from the main model. The main model does open up in the back. So it's this wider look, but it allows for play. So let's go ahead and open it and take a look on the inside here. When it's open, it ends up in, say, 3 different sections. So let's kind of take a closer look at each of these sections. So starting here on the left-hand side, you see a cabinet here with a set of keys hanging in that. There's an axe here, a chair. There's a silver bowl in front of a fireplace. There's one of these mystery portraits mounted on the wall. We'll take a look at those here in just a minute. There's a coffee cup, and it looks like some new printed tiles that have a plaid type pattern on them. I haven't seen this particular pattern before, but I think it looks pretty good. I think these are there to represent maybe oven mitts. So when Hagrid's cooking over the fire, perhaps, is what those are there to represent. So there's our first section of the house. The center section, so the front does not split apart, so it's basically a rounded section here, and you see there's a big recliner. The recliner goes on a jumper plate so that it can be turned. I like how the feet can move up and down, and the back can also be moved a little bit, so depending on how you position it, you can tilt the back of the chair a little bit. Hagrid, of course, unfortunately does not fit in that. Well, I guess he can kind of lay back in it like this. Doesn't look very comfortable for him, but this is a brand new Hagrid print too. We'll get into that here shortly. The There are some lamps here by the door, Hagrid's umbrella, of course. And then over here, there's a cabinet with a bunch of staples in it. So the sugar, flour, that kind of stuff in there. There's a coffee cup here. So there's a total of 3 coffee cups in this set. Pink, a red, and a silver. Moving to the last section, we have a table and chair, and of course Norbert here. So I just put him inside of this little crown piece, but perhaps I think that's to represent maybe a part of an egg. Remember, Norbert was hatched by Hagrid. The mold for Norbert is really good. I like him in this kind of olive green color. He's got the eyes printed quite well there. Very good looking small dragon. There's another sticker back here with looks like maybe some turnips there, and interestingly some knitting needles. Inside the cabinet is a storage spot for another one of these tiles, so that might be a good time to talk about those. This year, LEGO released 14 of these mystery tiles. So each set, well, several of the 2024 sets will have one of these or more. This set has 2 of these mystery tiles. And these haven't been, the diagram doesn't show the exact names, but from what I found on the internet, this is Odessa Skanderberg. I don't know her backstory, but that is who we believe, this is who we believe people believe that is who this one is. The other mystery tile that I got with this set is, this one is Salazar Slytherin, one of the founders of Hogwarts. I think that one's relatively obvious. So 2 very nice portraits. They're on this pearl gold kind of Nexo shield. So it's a 2x3 tile, but it's obviously sloped here on the top. So it'll be interesting to see how we get all 14 of those. I think in the sets that have been released in this wave, there might be 6 of them available. 2 with this set, and then 1 in, say, 4 others of the sets. So time will tell how easy they are to get. Hagrid's hut also comes with Fang's doghouse. So there is here is Fang, which is I think this is a new animal, or new dog build. It's a nice big kind of bulldog or wolfhound, I guess is what Fang is. Probably bigger than this if you think about how he looked in the movies, but still a good figure to get. His doghouse looks very much like Hagrid's hut, with a nice shaping done here to give us kind of a rounded look again, mirroring Hagrid's hut. So those are the 2 buildings that we get inside of this set and the animals. Let's take a closer look at the minifigures now. As mentioned in the intro, this set comes with 5 minifigures, which include Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, Ron Weasley, Draco Malfoy, Rubeus Hagrid, and then of course Norbert the dragon and Fang the dog. This is Harry and Draco, and I believe this is a new outfit or a new torso for Harry. So I think that looks good. He's got the younger hair here with a part for his lightning scar, of course the dark brown wand. This is an early version of these characters, which means they have the short, non-bendable legs. Draco, of course, is in his really blonde hair, his Slytherin class robes or house robes there. I like this cable knit sweater that Harry has. No printing on the sides. I wouldn't expect that in this kind of a set. And then we have also the back. So you have the hood for Draco, and then the sweater pattern is still there on Harry. So here's Harry with a scared expression, and it looks like Draco with a angry expression. So a couple of good alternate expressions for our two characters. Let's take a look at our next two minifigs. Next up we have Ron and Hermione. So here's Ron in a nice dark blue, maybe it's a jacket over his white shirt there. You can kind of see some white peeking through underneath there. Hermione's also wearing a dark blue jacket and a lighter blue shirt or maybe sweater underneath that. Both have their wands. Again, the short legs here, the non-bendable short legs. Same hair pieces that we've seen with Ron and Hermione many times, but I think these torsos are different for these two characters. No side printing, but the back printing is pretty good, especially on Ron here. He has a scared expression, and Hermione also has a, I would say, more concerned expression than scared, but definitely a different expression for both each of these characters, which is always nice to get. So even though we are still getting all of the same characters we normally get, it's nice to get them in these new torso prints. So last up we have Hagrid himself, and Hagrid looks great in this new apron. So it's a completely new print for Hagrid, which I appreciate a lot. It's got the big hair piece here with the beard and hair all put together, and he also uses the short legs, so there's no bending in Hagrid because this torso piece is so long. But I think it's a good sizing for Hagrid. Once again, very nice printing there. It continues around the back for Hagrid. No alternate expression for Hagrid though. There are the 5 minifigures that are included with this set. Let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on the set. Coming back to Hagrid's hut, this is, like I said, probably my favorite version of Hagrid's hut that has been released. I think it's a very good looking model. The minifigures are great. We get a new version of Hagrid, and I think these are all new versions of Ron, Hermione, and Harry as well. Draco, of course, is just in his Slytherin robes. The two animals are great with Norbert the dragon and Fang the dog. Were also very great to get. As far as value goes, this actually turned out pretty good. It's almost 900 pieces for about $75. So somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 9 cents per piece, under my 10-cent per piece threshold for kind of a good value or the standard kind of cost for Lego. So I think we ended up really well there with 5 minifigures. That's, you know, $25 in value right there just in minifigures. So overall, a really good value, a really nice looking set. It's going to fit right in with other Harry Potter sets that you may have in your display. So overall, probably my favorite set so far out of this March wave. Hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on Hagrid's hut. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Harry Potter review playlist up here on the screen.